Hi Capricorn babes, I hope that you guys have been well and that you have been resting and healing yourselves. I wanted to get into this channeled message that I have for you, but before I do that, I just want to ask that you like, share, subscribe, do all the YouTube things, because it really helps when you show your support, and I would appreciate it. So help a girl out, you know? But other than that, I'll just get into the reading. If you watched tarot videos before, which I'm assuming you have, then you know to flip and switch the roles need be, and to only take what resonates and leave the rest. And today, so when I'm reading, I don't usually pick a certain spot or place in my house. I just kind of go wherever I feel like it. Sitting in front of my bookcase here, and I feel like some of you guys are pretty studious or smart, and reading is something that you may like to do. I know Capricorns are very intelligent, so I'm also picking up on like a lawyer energy here that may be watching this. But there's something about books, and I don't know what that is, but you would know. Perhaps something in a document or something noted. But besides that, let me just get into like the main energy here of what I've been feeling for Capricorns. And the first thing that I did was I drew a tree on my page. And I pictured this in my mind's eye as a tree, like the tree of life. And there were rainbow orbs in the trees. And they kind of reminded me of fairies, so you could have a connection to the fae, or you could work with them, or you have a close connection with them. They want to work with you, is what I'm trying to say. But these colorful glowing orbs in this tree of life, I was just imagining that each one of those is a person or someone in your family, and you're a branch on this tree, and now your branch is about to make other branches. So basically, you're just going to be adding to your family tree, your tree of life. And I feel like a lot of you guys right now might be preparing for that. I wrote prepared in huge ass letters because that was the overall energy for the Capricorns, was that you are preparing for something, or you're getting prepared, or you have to prepare yourself for something. And that could involve a family, or that could involve something work-related. It could involve anything really, but it has something that is important to your life involved in it. Underneath the tree are roots. So I also got that you probably need to work on your root chakra right now, or to pay closer attention to that at this moment. Also, I was picturing animals that live underground, or that have dwellings underground, but also rabbits came up very heavily in your reading. And some of you might already know that rabbits mean fertility, and I feel like a lot of you at this time are fertile, and that doesn't have to mean that you're pregnant. It could just mean that you're giving birth to new ideas and new concepts, or you're birthing a new life for yourself in a new cycle, or you could actually be creating a family. What I did get is that some of you might actually be family planning or taking a chance on having a family. Some of you might be getting ready for that. Or if you're not in that right now, for some of you it may be coming sooner than you might think, is what I'm hearing. Oh yeah, but going back to that tree too, Spirit said that you need to practice grounding, so make sure that you ground yourself. And what they mean by that is they really want you to get out into the soil and the dirt, and I don't know, like, just get into nature. But you're being asked to do something that goes along with your earth element, and that is very heavy in here. Just that you need to ground yourself right now at this time. Yeah, because Spirit is saying that there are big changes in store for you right now. And I do feel like there are big changes in your family life as well as your career life. So you might be making more money at this time, or you might be planning on creating a business to get more money, or it's just you're very focused on your pentacles right now, because yes, it does take money to create a family. So it's like you are building this tree, and your career, your money is kind of rooting the tree in place. I don't know if that makes sense, but you're growing something, trying to be stable, and perhaps you are in some sort of solitude, or you're going within to get that stability or to find out what that is for you. But I also get that you're also kind of scared to move forward, or you have this fear of a cycle repeating or closing, or something not being the right time. And I don't get that it's a bad energy. I just feel like this is something that you weren't expecting, and it's kind of been thrown or forced upon you in a way. And some of you at this time might be worried about your decisions or making the wrong one. Or some of you are not making a decision because you don't want it to be the wrong one. But Spirit is saying that if you don't make a decision, that would be the wrong one. Kind of like indecision is still a choice. There is some sort of turmoil I feel like you might be going through at this time, or something that you want to get off of your chest. I think that was something too with the Sagittarius reading that I did, was the chest. Something about speaking your truth. So that might be related in some way. I'm hearing from Spirit that for you right now, you're in a linear timeline, and I'm just hearing right now that you are in a linear timeline, and that instead of a map, you have a clock that's taking you to a new cycle of your highest beliefs. I don't know if that makes sense, but it kind of goes along with that fear of repeating a cycle, or perhaps closing one or starting a new one. And I feel like some of you are trying to be practical in creating this new plan or this new path for yourself. And again, I just feel like this was something that you weren't preparing for. Oh, the other thing about the tree too that I forgot to mention was the money tree. So yeah, again, that goes back to money and manifesting and bringing things into fruition on the 3D plane. So yes, those materialism items and money that you could be bringing in at this time. Perhaps some of you are trying to also figure out your purpose. And that could also be something that is weighing you down. I heard the word gravity, so it's like you're being pulled back down to earth in some way. Perhaps you were up too high and you needed to be brought down back to earth and stay grounded. But there is also this sense of attachment. I feel like that is weighing you down too. It's weighing on your heart, which could also be why I was picking up on your chest feeling heavy at this time, is because I feel like something is weighing on your heart or on your mind. And the crystal to work with, or crystals to work with, that I got for you at this time was tiger's eye and onyx. But I also see lightning, like the imagery of lightning bolts, lightning flashes, something flashing before your eyes. I'm also picturing like the Wheel of Fortune, but instead of it being a regular wheel, it's a carriage wheel. So like, think back to Wild West carriage, wooden wheels. And I do feel like there's, again, part of this going out into this unknown territory. And the Wild West is like you are entering the Wild West of your story, this unexplored area that you haven't been to before. And you may feel like you aren't ready for it. And perhaps you feel like a soldier going into this. I don't know, I was picking up heavy on a soldier here, or the army. Also, for some reason, I was picking up on this book, The Things They Carry. Okay, I found it. I knew there was a reason that I sat here. But this book, I feel like, has something to do with you, and I don't know why. Perhaps some of you might have been soldiers, or you knew someone who, I think this is about Vietnam, I think this is about that, who might have been in that, or a certain war or something. I was hearing Combat Zone and also Twilight Zone, so that might be important for someone. Kind of like your life is feeling like you have to fight through it, and almost in a way it's like unreal at the same time. Something is surreal. And I feel like almost for some of you, you feel like fighting it or fighting against it is not something that you want. Again, it's like this is something that's being forced on you and which you didn't expect. But Spirit is saying to you right now that there's something in this for your purpose. And that purpose always has to do with the highest good for all. And that there really is a reason for everything. Even if it doesn't feel like it. Again, picking up on that map energy, but your timeline is a clock. in that wheel of judgment kind of clock. Or maybe just maps and clocks are important to you for some reason as imagery. But I wrote down, your thought process is like a map you must see into inside your mind. It's like there's some place in your mind you have to go to in order to figure something out, is what I'm hearing. Perhaps you've been living in your head, or in your head a bit too much. And I hate that phrase that people use, like, it's all in your head. Well, yes, reality is created by what we think. Thank you for acknowledging that. But perhaps someone is saying that to you, or you feel like this is all in your head. Like, this can't be real. This is being made up right now. I can't acknowledge this, because if I do, then it means it's real, or that it's here. But I also wrote spiritual guidance up above. And that you need to embrace that. I'm also picturing winter, so you could also be entering like the winter of your life, or that's how it feels, and bears. And I think that connected to Sagittarius reading that I did, where like stuffed bears, or maybe bears in general, is important to something here, but also polar bears. Maybe one of you is from Alaska, or something to do with up there. Or perhaps you come from some other culture. I also wrote down as well, fate versus choice. And I feel like there's something at this time that you're thinking about, where wondering if the outcome of something was created by your choice, or if it was fate. And that might be part of some inner turmoil that you're facing at this time. This fate versus choice of where your actions might have taken you. And perhaps you're realizing that, or you're being aware of that at this time. And I'm just hearing that accountability is important here to this. Accountability and free will. Sorry, I'm listening to them right now. Or I'm getting a channeled message right now. Accountability and free will is what my guides, or your guides, want you to know right now in regard to that fate versus choice. Whatever that might be for you, and that might be for only one or two or three of you. Again, please take it as it resonates. Some of you might also be planning on traveling soon, or you want to travel, or you're saving up money for traveling. Again, I feel like you're very focused on saving up money right now. That is important to you right now at this time, for money. You're very connected to the earth at this time, which I had said earlier, but I also saw water too, so you could also be connected to water signs, or water signs are very heavy in your energy right now. But there is divine timing and divine planning here, is what they really want you to know for some reason. It's like not all hope is lost. There's a reason. Or they're saying everything is a reason. Everything is a reason for something else. That you may not know of. Well, I hope that helps somebody, because that's just what they told me. And when I say they, I mean my spirit guides or your spirit guides, your angels or ancestors or mine. I know some people can kind of question as to where this stuff is coming from, but there's a higher power in which I talk to, and the divine, they hear me, and I say what comes from them, if that makes sense. So no, it's not voices in my head, it's energy and feeling, and I interpret that and put that into words, and that, I feel like, is the best way to describe channeling or tarot. And perhaps nobody has really explained that to you, and I know that when I used to watch tarot I didn't grasp that concept, but it's the reading of energy and feeling and emotion and translating that. I don't know why I'm saying this to someone right now, but perhaps there is something that you need to know about this right now. 10:10 on the timer as I say that. I also heard the word covenant and agreement. So covenant, it doesn't have to be something bad. It could be like a marriage. But there's something here that you perhaps have agreed to. Or perhaps you are considering a marriage proposal, or you want to propose to someone, or that is part of why you're saving up money, and that is part of your planning. In which case I say congratulations, and I hope that if your partner is another Capricorn, they don't see this. But also, I was hearing fetters and feathers. So, like fetters as in the chains, and feathers as in from birds are important or significant right now. If you're seeing feathers, that means that your ancestors and guides are paying closer attention to you, and they're letting you know that they're there. And you might be seeing those more right now at this time. You could also be seeing the number 333 or 1010, something like that. For the songs that I got for you, I was hearing Rubber by Rustin Kelly, and I think one of the lines in that song was that, like, you are rubber, and whatever things are being directed towards you or put on you or kind of bouncing off of you like rubber. But there's something in that song that you might want to listen to it and look up the lyrics for it, because there might be something in there for you about that. I also was picking up on Hands, the song Hands by Jewel, and that was also connected to the Scorpio channeling that I did. And Hands is significant for some reason here. I'm getting that you want to hold someone's hand, or perhaps there's even a hand being held. Something about hands. Hands. Don't they say like the palm of your hands, like you know yourself by that? Maybe you guys, some of you are into palmistry, or you might want to get a palm reading and see what comes up for that, because I know, what is this? I think it's the side under your pinky is like your family line, and that might be significant for you. Yeah, something about your palms and your hands. So you could also be Reiki healers, or just healers in general. I was also picturing stars for you too. And the stars, again, were very heavily connected to Pisces and Aquarius. They also had stars come up in their reading. So you might have Aquarius and Pisces in your chart, or you could be dealing with those signs. There's something here also about like true crime, or the truth of something, but it's like something has been committed in which you weren't expecting. Perhaps you're wondering what that is. But again, I feel like that's your energy of feeling like you must be prepared for something, and maybe that something is also unseen to you right now at this time. I was also, in my mind's eye, picturing the Six of Swords card for you. There's something that you may be walking away from, or you're setting sail to something or to somewhere, and boats and water are significant to you, or for some of you. But that, I feel like, is part of your new path. And that new path is probably uncertain to you, or for you at this time. And it's like you're embarking on something. You're embarking on to like new travels, but you didn't make the, or you didn't book the tickets. Is like what I'm hearing. Spirit is also saying you are receiving your grace through your highest timeline. So when you become more aligned with your higher self, you receive that divine grace. And they're saying that's what you really need to focus on at this time. I was also picking up heavily on, for some reason, you walking through an antique store. I had a dream about that too. And for some reason I felt like that connected to this reading, but perhaps you're searching for something that was left in the past, or perhaps handed down to you from someone else in your family. Perhaps, again, it feels like you're searching for something, you're seeking something you thought had been lost. I think these are the lyrics to that song Rubber that I was channeling for you. I want to build you a mansion. I want to build you a mansion. Just trying to pay some dues is all. Everything is a theory. And then the other song is I Would've by Jesse Murph. I went through hell and back for you, and this is how you repay me. And under that I wrote, making a choice in love would mean the same things. Taking fault for things just to solve a problem, or something that's not really a problem. And for that, Spirit is saying take your time with that. Another song I got for you was, I think it's called To the Hilt by Banks. And that one is about, like, the sword. You know, like, hold on. I'm picturing up on I don't know, for some reason I'm picturing a lot of tarot cards for your reading. So perhaps a tarot reading is important for someone, or you got a tarot reading, or you are a tarot reader. If something is significant about tarot, this. So I didn't know this until recent, but this part here, this long part, that's called the hilt on a sword. And when someone is stabbed all the way through them, the hilt rests here. So it's like you've been stabbed to the hilt. So someone that you trusted might have done that to you, where it's not only that they hurt you, but they did it in a way where it was to the hilt, all the way. Like they left no room for you not to be hurt. But in this song, To the Hilt by Banks, I really recommend that song a lot. It's very beautiful. But in it, she's talking about that trust in this person that she really loved. And she's just saying that, I loved you to the hilt. Yeah, I think her lyric is, I loved you, or it's either I loved or love. I loved you to the hilt. I loved you to the hilt. That's kind of hard to say now. I loved you to the hilt. Yeah. I loved you to the hilt. People might also be wondering about you at this time. I feel like people are wondering where you are or where you've been. And that might be just because you're working, or you're taking time out for yourself. It's like your family is requesting that you be there for them, but it's kind of a double-edged sword. Sorry for that, but sorry for the sword imagery, but it's kind of like a double-edged sword, because you're working for your family, but you can't be there for your family, is how it feels. And you might be feeling under pressure right now at this time, under that feeling. And in your life right now, I feel like something has come full circle, like a full circle ending, again, in like a book. I don't know if you know what a full circle ending is, but it's where the beginning is told at the end of the book. It goes back to the beginning. So there's something here that's playing out full circle for you. It's like you're ending where you're starting, is what I'm hearing. You're ending where you're starting. It's like a rebirth, a life and a death. Scorpio energy again. You could also be seeing white right now too. I think that is all that I have for you for the message I got through the channeling. I want to do something kind of fun, but I want to go through this book and like blindly pick a place to read and see if that resonates for you. I'm just feeling called to do that. I don't know why. This is also a really great book, by the way, but I wanna see. Okay, so say to the Capricorn collective in the book right here. Is there anything you want to say? Okay. Here it is. It's on page 43. If you ever get this book, it's on page. I feel like I'm in class. I started this reading thinking about how intelligent and smart Capricorn is, so I feel like one of you has to be a student or a teacher or something. But where I put my finger down on this page is their prideful, their prideful ignorance, their love it or leave it platitudes, how they were sending me off to fight a war they didn't understand and didn't want to understand. I held them responsible. By God, yes I did, all of them. I held them personally and individually responsible. And then it goes on, and I feel like this resonates too. I was bitter, sure, but it was so much more than that. The emotions went from outrage to terror, to bewilderment, to guilt, to sorrow, and then back again to outrage. I felt a sickness inside me, real disease. Perhaps some of you may or may not be dealing with PTSD or some sort of trauma, whether that is been like if you were in the military or something. But I feel like perhaps you've been traumatized by something, and that's really not where I expected this reading to go, honestly. I was not picking up on this energy before, but it feels like this is a newer energy here that just kind of came into the Capricorn collective. And it feels heavy and sad. Well, let's see. Spirit, can you please give us some love and advice to our Capricorn friends to please help them at this time in this sadness? Please. So you have the Chariot, Cancer energy. You have the Eight of Swords, the Nine of Swords in reverse, the Ace of Wands, and the Two of Wands. So I'll start here. So right away, you're moving on from a situation that has kept you stuck. And with the Nine of Swords in reverse, you are in this process of healing and recovery. And with the Two of Wands, you're looking forward to the future or looking for something else. With the Ace of Wands, that could be new plans or big ideas that you want for your future. And it's like, even though you've been in this entrapment or this entanglement, this binding that has been holding you back for such a long time, you're finding your way to cope. And perhaps you are releasing these things from the past in order to move forward. But let's see what else. There's a lot of air and fire energy here, so you could be dealing with those signs. I wonder who that could be. You might know. Alright, Spirit, let me calm down. What advice? I'm not laughing at you, I promise. I am laughing at Spirit, because Spirit is being kind of rude right now. But anyway, Spirit, can you please give the Capricorn collective some advice, please? So you have the Nine of Cups in reverse. You have the Two of Swords. You have the Ace of Cups in reverse and the Seven of Cups in reverse. The Seven of Swords in reverse. The Knight of Cups in reverse. The Six of Cups in reverse. And the Two of Cups. Damn. Baby, why are all your cards in the reverse? Honey, no. Oh, baby. Oh. You've had some sort of unhappiness, and it sounds like your wishes didn't get fulfilled in something due to some confusion and illusion around some sort of choice. And you're feeling that emotional loss right now when it comes to that. It's kind of like where I was picking up before of this making a wrong decision there's like no coming back from it in a way. But there's been some sort of confession here as to why you've been stuck in the past for so long. And it sounds to me like at this time you're leaving home, or there's some sort of separation or division in your home. I'm hearing running away, but it's also like you're turning away from your problems, or perhaps others who might have created these problems. You might also be withdrawn now, or withdrawing a lot. So you have the Page of Wands, the Magician, and the King of Wands. What else, Spirit? The Seven of Wands. You've had to stand up for yourself for a while. But with the Magician, I feel like you have the willpower to overcome like the things in life that you aren't wanting. So because you are a manifestor or a magician of your own life, it's like you can create what you really want. And perhaps before you weren't given that sort of creation over your life. Or perhaps you feel like it was created for you. And now Spirit is saying that you've got the power. You could be seeing 8s right now too. You could also have an Egyptian bloodlines, what I'm picking up too. Like some sort of royalty here. I don't know if this came out in the reverse or upright, but I would say that for you it's both. You've been in a heartbreak situation, but at this time you are learning how to heal from it. What else, Spirit? What advice do you have here? Please. So the Four of Swords. Yeah, Spirit is saying that at this time you need to rest. You need to rest and be in recovery mode. It's like maybe if you even have to go to the spa, do that. But there's something here about you really needing to take care of yourself right now. What else? It's like Spirit wants you to protect your energy. So Spirit is saying stop letting the people that you know who are taking your energy from coming in it, I guess. It's like the Magician card. You've got the power to stop or to end something here. But you have to make the decision. To release it. Spirit saying like there's only one way, or there's only one way out, or the only way out is through. What else, Spirit? You've got a family here, and you've got partnership, and like your twin. This is your twin, like your actual twin. Your real one, not the fake one, not the karmic one, the real one, the twin. Where have you been? Money Long, I think that's how you pronounce her name. That song. It looks like you're gonna be fine. It looks like you, again, you're starting that family, and you're coming into your union, perhaps with yourself or with someone else. But it's like, oh. So in the Aquarius reading that I was doing yesterday, I was picking up on this castle. And I feel like you're getting your castle. Like you've gone through your ascension. And here's a rainbow again. I'm seeing a lot of rainbows. I like those rainbow orbs at the beginning. You could be seeing rainbows right now, or hearing a lot about rainbows. You could also be seeing a lot of yellow at this time too. Yellow and blue. I hear Spirit saying, like, look up at the sky. Like, look up from where you are. And look further up ahead. But it's like if you haven't been able to be a part of a community, you're going to create one for yourself. And it sounds to me like you're the one who's getting your castle because you've worked hard for it. Wow, that's beautiful. So, okay, I'm back. I have an oracle deck here for you, and Spirit wants me to do this for you, but please don't tell the other signs because I didn't do this for them. But I'm gonna do this for you because I feel like you need it. Okay. Our Spirit is wanting me to tell you something here really badly. So Spirit, what is it that you want the Capricorns to know? Okay. They said 2 more and I pulled out 2 more, so that's perfect. So, babies, the first card that came out was happiness. And you got dolphins here. It says, I am aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. That's beautiful. Because I feel like a lot of us feel as if we don't deserve happiness. Yeah, we end up self-sabotaging ourselves into believing that we don't deserve it. And when we do that, we are not ascending to our highest good because we are meant to feel that love and that warmth and that happiness and honesty that comes from living in your truth as you are. And dolphins are beautiful creatures too. You could be, your favorite animal might be a dolphin. You could be from somewhere tropical, or you could know or deal with a water sign. And the next card is acceptance. I am learning to accept the things that I cannot change. And that is from the Serenity Prayer. I don't know if you've heard that, but it's a prayer that my grandpa and grandma used to say a lot together. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So you might want to look up the Serenity Prayer. I also have this card, Service, and it says, I feel good when I can help others. So perhaps Spirit is asking you right now that you need to be in service for others, but maybe more for yourself at this time. Or your purpose on this journey is to help other people, or to be a service to others. I feel like that might have something to do with why you are here, or you are good at helping others or being a service to them. I also have patience. I accept that everything happens in divine order. And I'm just going to read out the last few cards, and I'll let you decide what these mean for you, okay? So, I have fear. I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. Sorry if my hand shakes a lot. The colors on these cards might be significant too. So there's green, purple, blue, and yellow. Green, purple, blue, and yellow. And you have death. I am learning that endings are merely beginnings. Regret. I know that I cannot change the past. Probably acceptance goes with that. And gratitude. I am thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents. So we can find gratitude in everything. It's like whatever we have lost, we have found through gratitude. Nothing can ever be taken if it was always meant to be. Or when you think about everything that you do have, it really puts it in perspective for what you think you don't have. And you end up realizing that you're in a place where you find that you're very blessed, because you've made it out of, my voice is dying, but you've made it out of situations in which perhaps other people may not have. And that is where you should see your gratitude here. Is what I'm picking up. Brown could also be another color. I feel like that might be someone's favorite color, is brown. Just that, again, that soil or that earth energy. But anyway, my loves, I really hope that this reading helped you. I hope that it gave you some insight. I hope that you learned a few things. I hope that this reading resonated for you. If it did, please like, comment, share, subscribe. Do all those things. If you would like to leave a donation, I would love that, but you don't have to. It would be appreciated. But again, your support means the world to me. And thank you for watching this if you made it all the way through to the end. And I really do hope that out there it helps someone. But I love you all, really, I do. So, go out into the world, do great things, be great, stay well. I love you. Bye.